Hi, I'm Birta Arnby and welcome to 2023. I know we're well over 2 weeks into the new year already and I'm a little bit late to it, but here we are. I haven't crafted or sewn as much as I did in 2022 and I may not be the fastest sewer and I might have bigger ideas than I tend to be able to live up to, but I'm so proud of myself is what I want to say, and I'm really happy to have this documentation of making these videos to see my process and what a process it has been, what a progress. I'm very happy about it, and I'm gonna go over what I made in 2022 and how I feel about it. I have links for all the videos in the description below. If we start at the beginning of 2022, I made this skirt that has attachable, detachable pinafore bib on it, and it's absolutely one of my favorite things that I have made thus far. I know it might be unfair to start completely at the top, but this garment has been my absolute favorite. I've mostly been wearing the skirt just as a skirt and not the whole thing as a pinafore. And I wore it all throughout all of the seasons last year, even though it's made from wool, because it still can get super cold in the summer in Iceland. So I was able to utilize it throughout the whole year, which was great. And I love that it has super big pockets. My favorite thus far. The next thing that I made was me trying out paper mache for the first time. I made a snail, like a bunny snail costume that was supposed to be Gary, and a small yellow skirt that was SpongeBob. Doing paper mache is maybe not my thing. I might actually try it again if I have an idea worthy of it. Basically, my favorite thing about that video is having all the extra video of the bunnies, of Kalle, since he passed away last summer. So I'm just very grateful to be documenting all of this. I'm just very happy to see him in action, basically, because photos are one thing and video is just touches you differently. I absolutely think the make is very ugly and the skirt is like, it's just there. It's too big for Georg, so it doesn't really do the job properly, but the video itself, I honestly love it. For the first dress of the year, I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, to be fair, I was making pants and this dress at the same time. I've always been very intimidated by top parts for some reason, and it clearly shows because I chose the complete wrong size. I was cutting size 16 when I could have probably fit in a size 12 or 14 at the most. And I'm very much thinking what I should do with that dress, because I hate that I can't use it, because I won't use it because it looks wonky and wrong as hell on me. So what I'm basically thinking is if I should take apart the skirt and the top and just use the skirt, or if I should take apart the skirt and the top and try to fix it and make it into a proper dress. I'm gonna let you decide on that one. What would you like to see? I also did make a mock-up. I don't understand how it went this wrong. I don't get it. I did make my first pair of pants this year, and I made culottes from a vintage pattern, which was also the first time of me using vintage pattern. And it actually turned out. I made the mock-up, a successful one this time around. And I did it without the pockets, so when I was putting in the pockets, it was a little bit different of a process. I would really like to make myself another pair of kind of culotte secret type of pants, because I have such a big ass that from the back you can definitely see that the culottes that I have made are pants. And I would like to have pants that are like, ooh, what is this garment? Is it, oh, it's pants, interesting. Like a skirt, no, it's pants. You get it? Thank you. Never thought it would happen, but my first pair of pants were a success. I think I was fairly late to the party of Gunny Sacks dresses and such, to the hype maybe, but I decided to make my own interpretation of a Gunny Sacks dress, and it was all white. I should have maybe used more lacing, but listen to me, this was the first time I successfully made a top part. And I'm so happy with it. This dress is absolutely gorgeous and I really like it. The only thing I don't like is that I made it completely white. And for that reason, I feel like it's a wedding dress. I feel like everyone else interprets it as a wedding dress. So I feel maybe too fancy when wearing it. It's gorgeous. And I really would love to be able to get more use out of it. So I have the same question about this dress as the other a little bit more ugly dress. If I should just take it apart and have it in two parts, have the skirt just as a skirt and have the top just as a top, and I can mix and match and utilize what I've made in different ways. But then again, maybe that's sad to take this apart, and maybe I should just sell it to someone that could actually use it as a wedding dress. I don't know, but I absolutely love it. I'm very proud of this make. I know Gunny Sacks might be falling out of style again because our fashion cycles are so quick now, but I think I'm gonna make another dress, or maybe I'll do 2 parts this year, and it's not gonna be white, colorful. I tried shirring for the first time. I gotta tell you, it's fun. I'm very happy with how the Milkmaid top turned out. It's super cute and I use it all the time. The only thing I'm gonna say about shirring is it's fun when you get the technique down. Up until that point, when it's still annoying as hell and you don't know how to properly do it, it's infuriating. But I feel like with shirring, it's a technique that it's nice to know, and I will definitely utilize it again and again and again later in different garments. And I'm actually thinking that because I have a top that, like, it fits nice around the top, but the down part of it is a little bit loose and weird, and it's, yeah. I'm thinking about shirring the back, and that way I can just wear it and it will be more fitted without cutting the garment, and it's basically like putting in elastic, but with this technique. I don't know what I'm trying to explain to you. That's probably something I'm gonna do. I will probably be doing some upcycling things, even though I have no tailoring experience. We will see how that goes. I'm gonna do pants, I'm gonna do a top, and that's gonna come next week. But I love this top and I wear it all the time, and I will definitely be making more of these type of it's kind of like a tube top with sleeves that just kind of, I feel like it goes with most things and is very cute. This year I tried again with the traditional Icelandic costume, especially since the year before was such a bust. It was so bad. I might have taken on a little bit more than I could handle at the time, because I was gonna make the whole deal. I was gonna make the skirt, I was gonna make the hat, I was gonna embroider the vest, I was gonna make the vest and then embroider it. And I didn't finish everything. I finished the hat and I finished a vest that's not properly fitting. There's just something with me making these budget-friendly traditional costumes. I'm not gonna say cursed, but I'm gonna say maybe there's a reason that it's the way it is. This much of a craft to be able to make yourself a proper costume. But I'm fairly happy with how it turned out. I just kind of need bigger boobies to to fit in it. And I think and I hope that I did not disrespect the traditional Icelandic costume. I'm very interested in it, but at the same time, I don't have a whole lot of money to spend on it, so that's the reason why I'm trying to make it on a budget. I think I'm gonna take a year off and not make one this summer, and hopefully I'll come back to it. Maybe I'll come back to it next year, and my tailoring skills will be better. I can make it look like a proper beautiful one. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. But never say never, baby! Before jumping straight into making a corset or stays, I want to figure out how boning kind of worked. So I made myself a reversible, because I don't know, I always have to make things more difficult, reversible corset belt. And I think it's cute. Like, it's nothing mind-bending. It's just kind of there. It's kind of cute. And this is definitely one of those things that I feel like if I wear with the white Gunny Sacks dress, it makes it look less weddingy. So that's good to have a proper accessory to that. It could have definitely been more designer, aesthetically cute, but I was basically trying out my grommet press, which I'm so happy with. And also trying to use boning and just understanding how they work. And especially since I made it reversible, I didn't want to have the boning showing on either side. So it's basically still, you can use it without showing the stitching for the boning on either side, but it has boning in it. It was just a nice little lesson to do before stepping into making something bigger with bones and not be as scared of it. I made my second pair of pants ever, and this time I did not make them for myself, but I made them for my husband. And they were a pair of Viking pants. These pants that I made, just to underline it, I don't think I ever said it in the video, and if I did, I'm so sorry, but they are not historically accurate. Never intended to make someone think that. I know Vikings did not have pockets. To be honest, Vikings did not have elastic either, or overlocking machine, or even sewing machines. So I'm very sorry. I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm actually very sorry if somebody thought that this was historically accurate pants. I think they turned out good. I think they turned out nice. And I think I might be stealing them away from him when he's not wearing them. So it was a win for me as well. Maybe it was a pants for me all along. I decided to try and stream myself making myself a skirt in an evening. I had to end it when I sewn the pockets on the wrong way, and I kind of gave up in that moment and made a video of me finishing said skirts. I think it's super pretty. I think it's very nice, and I've been using it a whole lot. The only kind of pet peeve that I have with that skirt is it needs to be ironed before wearing it, because the crumples stay in it for a hot second if you don't. So that's kind of the only thing I don't like about it, but that's basically just the fabric, so what can you do? Otherwise, I really like how it turned out, and the B-roll for this is actually one of my favorites. It's when we went picking mushrooms for the first time. I've kind of been afraid of just picking or even touching when I was younger. I never touched mushrooms. I didn't know which ones were which. And we went to this very nice it was kind of a seminar that the university held, and we could bring our pick of mushrooms to them, and they would go like, oh, this one has gone bad, this one is very good for this. We were fairly safe in that way, and ate some hand-picked mushrooms. It was fun. The next garment that I made was also yellow, funnily enough, and it was the first pair of stays that I ever made. And I think before I started sewing, I think I didn't have any yellow clothing. And the first dress that I ever made was a pinafore dress that was yellow. I now have the yellow skirt that I made on the first sewing stream ever, and I have my yellow stays, which is more yellow than I've ever had. But I really love the fabric that this is made of, and I love how luxe it kind of looks and feels. What I did was I put up a poll in my Instagram stories and let my followers choose which fabric I would use for this first days, and this yellow fabric was the one chosen. It feels very regal in my opinion, and it feels more like an outer layer than like an underlayer that stays usually are, which I mean, I don't hate it. I'm not too much of a historically accurate type of dresser, not at the moment, not while I'm still learning. So using underwear as outerwear is fine by me. What I really like about this pattern is that I was basically just following the instructions, but within that, it gave me, I felt like I had some type of craftsmanship when it all came together, because it looks and feels different from just making a t-shirt or a dress or something, because it's like it's a proper thing and you feel like you can do tailoring, even though I hate the tabs on the bottom. I'm not doing that again. No. Not this one. It looks great with pants, it looks great with skirts, it's just beautiful, and I'm very happy that I made it. And I love also the reaction when I tell people, yeah, I made this, and they're like, oh, can I feel it? It's like, oh, it's gorgeous, it's like body armor. This is so cool, because it is. For Halloween, I kind of didn't do anything for the humans in this house. I turned my rabbits, Georg and Gunnar, into George and Lenny from Of Mice and Men. Obviously, we have a Georg, and he's the smaller rabbit of the two. And then we have Gunnar, the big Flemish giant, which is also a gentle giant. So turning him into Lenny was just too perfect to not do it, you know? So I made them tiny hats, and I feel like if you have any pets, you can make them tiny hats. They're still so cute, so adorable. Too cute. I tried and failed miserably at making myself bloomers. I don't know why I didn't go the same route as I did with making the Viking pants and just use that same pattern to make myself bloomers. Chaos kind of took over, and I just did whatever and ended up with weird type of cotton shorts that I still absolutely wear. I still love them. I was very upset while making the video, but especially as I was editing, I was wearing them and they just got more comfortable, and I dig them now. They're ugly as all hell, so it's a good thing that I made them as something to be worn under my long skirts and stuff like that, so you never ever have to see it. I will probably try and make myself proper cute bloomers sometime. These were not a fail, not as much as I expected when I was finished with making them. As it came closer to the holidays, I made myself a crown from a thrifted fake holly branch that I found, and I made it into this super cute holiday crown. I was able to wear it for a photo shoot, slight video shoot, cuteness, something, and yeah, that was it, because I was sick over Christmas. The final video I ended up uploading last year was the Santa Christmas hats that I made for the rabbits. So I made them a couple of hats last year, but the Santa hats were not supposed to be the last video. The Santa hats were made from a thrifted Santa hat that was almost falling apart from the trim that looked kind of whole. So what I did was take that Santa hat apart and use some luxe beautiful fabric and make the bunnies like a proper Santa hats. We took some photos, and that was definitely not supposed to be the last video of last year. I was going to make myself an incredible Christmas gown, I guess. I don't want to tell you too much because I put everything in storage and I'm gonna make it next year. Like, that's for sure. Don't want to tell you about it because I have everything set up for that one. And I was also gonna make myself a New Year's dress. I've never, ever been so grateful for Too Hot to Handle. It's fun, don't get me wrong, it's fun. It's just so stupid that it absolutely saved me because I just lay there and I was miserable. I couldn't stand. So next year, next holiday season will be interesting. Let's hope I can make these things then. I want to do a couple of honorable mentions for things that I did so that I didn't make videos of. So I made this apron that is super cute. And I made it for a video that was kind of scrapped. Maybe I'll put it out someday, but it's gonna be different from what it was. So I made myself this apron. I've been using it a whole lot, so I'm sorry if it's dirty. I'm probably gonna add a pocket to it, but maybe I'll just, because I have a video of me making it, if you're interested in seeing it, I can also just put it up here as a short. Do you want to see it? I don't know. Maybe it's nothing interesting, but it's cute at least. I made this skirt, and that was the only part that I managed to make for the Christmas gown type of thing. It was gonna be an ensemble of things. So I know this is not very interesting, but when it all comes together, girl, it's gonna be so good. And I finished this 20 minutes before dinner on Christmas Eve, and I wore it on Christmas Eve. Because if you don't wear anything new, the Christmas cat is gonna eat you. The julekat. Jólakötturinn. But maybe he got me because I got sick later that evening. I want to thank you all for being here with me. Last year was a blast. I learned so much in 2022. And I'm so excited to see what 2023 will bring. I'm always open to any and all of your suggestions for any makes or any types of videos. Let's just see what your ideas are. You can let me know in the comments here or on Instagram. I'm also trying to sit down every day and embroider like a small thing every day for the whole year. So if you're interested in seeing that, I'm uploading that on Instagram under Stitch a Day 2023, and hopefully we can see some progress there, because the first things I made, oh boy. But it's all about learning, and I feel like this channel might be that as well. It's all about learning, and if you can learn with me or from me, more power to you, because yeah, good on you, because I don't think I'm the greatest of teachers. I'm rambling now, so I'll see you in the next one. Bye!